Good morning, my dears, and welcome. I am so excited about today's video. It's really unlocked something quite profound in me that I'm I got like the twinkle in my eyes because of this. So welcome everyone. If this is your first time here, my name is Sarah. I am a channeler and an astrologer. And we speak in lenses around here because I wear these big old glasses, and we speak in lenses of a growth mindset, leadership, personal growth and development, astrology, and channeled messages. And as I'm talking to you, my guides show me pictures and images over here. I usually have a galactic screen over here, like a past life screen over here, a bunch of different tabs open, if you will, galactic screens. And the reason that I mention this now is because that is the intention for the video. I had a member reach out. How do you refine your inner vision? Tips to control the screens and the volumes. Amazing, amazing question. So some backstory on me and some past life tales, and this might not be your language, maybe this is, but these are just my offerings at my Multidimensional Caffè, which you're at. It's just you and I having coffee and tea, and we're talking about the awakening and transcending time and space, because I'm in Massachusetts, and what day is it today? The 14th of April as I record this. So when are you and where are you? Exactly. So the reason that my, screens are there, I guess you could say, I had a past life tale, past life experience in Atlantis. And I put the link for that below. So if you're interested, I have a whole playlist on my past life tales, the ones that I've been privy to. And in that lifetime, I was very bionic. I'm going to shorthand it, where I, had an oracle eye put in. I had like a beep, 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 beep put in here. So I became a lot more tech. Like I was very much in the tech sense. And I was being interviewed a few years ago by Marco J. Williams, and he was like, yeah, that's why you have the clarity of your oracle eye, because of that lifetime. Because I'm completely sober, no alcohol or cannabis, like the intensity of my what I ingest is caffeine. It's a tea today. It's an Earl Grey with a little bit of coconut sugar. It's delicious. And it just really unlocked this. Yeah, that's exactly why. The reason that I have those screens is because of that. And around that time, I want to say it was 2023 or 2024, I went through an upgrade that one day it was as if like I had a few screens, and then all of a sudden it was like a fly's eye and I had all these other screens that were open. And it happened very naturally, as upgrades go. Is sometimes we go through, some people call them like dark nights of the soul, like whatever it may be, where like you're tired and you're just like shedding an ego death sometimes, and coming out of that, it was just very clear that there were more screens, not the foundation of how to turn up the volume and turn down the volume, but there were just a lot more screens that were there, that were clear, that I was able to reference and that I was able to see. I kind of want to go back a little bit, and even before I had all of the screens, or when I first started channeling, when I first started doing this work, it was this screen, and it had been something that was very inherent with my clairsenses. And I have a whole blog on, or actually, I'll put it below, getting to know your clairsense. So if this is baby new language to you, identifying like how you see, some people hear, some people smell, some people feel. So it has been always visual for me. When I was a kiddo, it was called my wildly overactive imagination, but it was my guides kind of showing me this image. So this screen here has always been here. It's kind of usually why I like sit on this side of the screen, or I have like this over here. It's because I'm allowing the channel to come through in that capacity, and just helps with my vision as well. So what I did was I gave them a tool, because a lot of the times it was, my higher self first, and she was trying to communicate with me and she was trying to talk to me, but it's very much like charades, where she's like speaking telepathically and I'm trying to decipher these messages. So I gave her a blackboard, I gave her a chalkboard. It could be whiteboard, it could be a screen, whatever you want. And so I gave my higher self this chalkboard, and so that image of my higher self with the chalkboard would come through, and then she would write words or write themes or write dates and seasons and numbers and birds, whatever it may be, on that. And so I had that in my mind's eye. I also had this little table. It's this little mahogany table. It's funny because I have a miniature one that I just put on my altar yesterday. It's been a while, so I have kind of forgotten about this. I had this little table in my mind's eye that if something on the blackboard didn't make sense, I would peel it off, very Ghibli style, and I would put it on the table and be like, I can't figure this out yet. So these are all of like the mystery things on the table over here. So I would give it accessible human spaces for them to communicate on. To say, okay, you're transcending time and space, higher self. I'm like, you and God had a baby and it's me. So I'm trying to communicate with you. Your guides are trying to communicate with you. You want to make it accessible, but we have to stay in a higher vibration when we connect and receive these messages. When we feel less than, like I can't figure it out. What's your name? You're speaking light language. I don't know. We go to a lower vibration. So say, put your messages up on the board, put them up on this screen, give it the portal, give it what it is for your angels and guides to communicate with you, give it a screen. That's the way that it had been natural and inherent for me. And so I gave it the chalkboard, I gave it that. And so this screen has always been very clear to me. When the other screens started to come through, it kind of looks like you're at the airport and you've got like 5 different TVs going all at the same time, and my TISM would go all over time and space. I always have to highlight, like shout out to the TISM because I'm better at what it is that I do because I got a little splash of that goodness in there. So any of my neurospicy people, or if you've ever been told, like Geminis especially, that you're like interrupt too much or that you're ADD or ADHD, it's like you've just got 2 screens going naturally and like you're just very telepathic. So I'll just highlight that there. Sometimes the things that we were told make you not fit into the box are the reasons you're going to be good at what it is that you're supposed to do later on in your lifetime. So just a little aside there. When everything was coming in all at the same time, that's why, we have those moments of ego deaths. That's why our physical body gets tired, because we are upgrading from the inside out. It's like when your phone is, getting an upgrade, it's usually at night. So you don't have to try to like do things on it as it's being upgraded. Can't do both at the same time. So if you're feeling exhausted, if you're feeling like my body is going through healing crises, all these different things, you might be receiving new upgrades. Just let it happen. Go with it. Take some time away if you can, or just do, the minimum at your 3D job and just do what it is that you need to do to get from A to B. Try to take a long weekend, because when you come out of it, you're like, oh, I have all these tabs open. And then with your daily grounding practice, daily, every morning, grounding every single morning, every single day for the rest of your life. That has been the only imperative in my life. I don't do anything until I'm grounded. I don't do anything until I'm grounded, like without question. Getting into that, I'm here, I'm this, I've set my intentions for the day. There's a video, Grounding is Key. I'll put that below. Tons of information for you. For anyone that's really new to channeling or that's coming into new capabilities, these videos will unlock certain things in you. Reading these messages will unlock certain things in you. So it's not just about my way is the only way. Just the sound and the vibration of my voice will unlock knowings within you. So this could just be something to put on in the background, something passive for you to understand a little bit. Okay, so we had one screen. We figured out how to communicate with that, all of these different things. When you go out and about in the world, what I do sometimes, or when I used to waitress, I visualized a dial. It was like my woo-woo dial. And I would turn down the woo-woo dial to say, I'm going into a very dense space. I need to make my paper. I need to do my things. And I can't process every single person that's sitting there with me. And not every person wants to hear about their inner child or their grandma that's sitting right next to them. They didn't ask for that. So for me to not lose my mind, I would literally just say, when I'm here, I'm turning this down. With that being said, you have all the screens. You can mute some of them. You can really turn them down. What happens to me when I'm out and about in the world, regardless of if I turned my woo-woo down, regardless of where I'm at, the image that comes through, for me personally, this will be very different for each of us. We all are different X-Men, so you're going to shine in your own way, are these big arrows. It's like the genie in the Aladdin, like big arrows, like that just looks like a caricature. And somebody will be talking and I'll just see these big arrows, and it's my soul, my God of my understanding saying, pay attention to this. Pay attention. And so if I'm talking to you and my guides are showing me things over here, if you've been with me for a while, I don't always reference the galactic or the past life screen. I don't always go over to look at these. And you can even see when I'll turn from looking here to looking over here. It's only when I get the arrows, or it's flashing, or I hear a hum, or it's like they're like, hello, excuse me, right over here, because I've given it the screens. I've given it, this is the compartment that it's in. So you get to, as the human being that's in time and space, mute them, like give a visual for it. Or, you know, I'm thinking of it the more less galactic way could be, you know, this is like an apartment and some blinds, you're like, I'm going to close these blinds. I'm going to close these blinds. So then if that specific interdimensional, if that specific guide wants to come through, they'll open the blinds and you'll say, oh, okay, you're welcome here. Could be a cafe, could be whatever it is that you want. It doesn't have to be the visuals that I use, but give it a more accessible human visual. On my website, on my Pay What You Want, a completely donation-based video, Meeting Your Higher Self, I give it a cafe table for obvious reasons. That's an accessible way for me to present to you meeting your higher self. If you've never done that before, it's a really fun exercise, and you can listen. You don't have to pay for anything. It's pay what you want. So it's an offering. But really identifying, how do you see things? How do you feel things? Giving it a color, giving it something specific that's a human, that makes sense to you, a human label. It's so okay to do that when you're first starting out, because it could be very overwhelming. And then when you're in a meditative space, you can say, okay, I always recommend having a connection to your higher self. My higher self is the gatekeeper for everything, for absolutely everything. So she's always there with me. She's always accessible. She can always interrupt regardless of where it is that I'm channeling or what it is that I'm doing. She's actually like, I've used she'll be standing behind me if I'm channeling with another interdimensional, multidimensional, and it'll be like coach to assistant coach, like, hey, is this good? Is this good? And she's like, yeah, you're good. I always check in with her before I do anything. Let me make sure. Tips to control the volumes. Give it a visual. Turning down, muting. And so that way they can hit just like the Zoom call, like waving their hand, I need to speak to you, all of these different things. You can also, when you're first starting out, have it be through your higher self. So you get to know your higher self, you get to know what they feel like, what they sound like, what they look like, and all of those different energies and vibrations. So then they will invite a specific other, could be a spirit guide, it could be an angel, it could be an ancestor or an interdimensional, if that's your language, to come in, but it's via the higher self. You can meet all of them at that cafe table. So I'm so grateful. So thank you, my friend, my member, for asking about this, because it unlocked something so powerful and so potent. And I'm just excited. There's a lot more of this type of content that I literally was being downloaded with all weekend. So I'm very excited. Please stay tuned for more offerings like this. And let me know, how do you channel? How do you hear? Do you hear things? Do you see things? Do you smell them? Do you taste them? Like, what's your clairsense? What's your, the clairsense that works most with you? And please go look at the references that I've put in the links below. Please check them out. My intuitive listening lecture, which is available on my website, it's a digital download that could be very, very helpful for a lot of people. That's available for free in my membership group. So please go check that out. Like, these are accessible tools to really understand me, myself, my consciousness, my ego, and receiving information of the highest and greatest good and setting those big declarations. So I'm excited for the unlocking that this is going to bring. Please comment any questions that you have below. And please, as always, send me a message, send me an email, send me an Instagram DM message, and reach out if you have any questions like this. I really am so grateful. So I'll see you soon.